Hello and welcome to my HO scale model railroad layout and other scales, I guess, or an added scale to it. This is my garage layout here. It's 164. It's out of the way. Um, you really won't, it doesn't stick out. It's over here on its own little spot, covered by trees. Anyhow, this isn't what it started out as. It was going to start out as a junkyard scrapyard, and I had all these cheapo plastic cars from China, 100 for $10, and I started to smash them up, and they just, blew apart. So I got to thinking, well, what if I put them in the, boil them on the stove? So I did that, and I weathered them, and I was like, these look like someone's bad feet, ugly ass toes. So I scrapped that idea, and there was no way on earth I was going to start smashing up my 187 cars, because they're expensive, as you know, and many of them are hard to get and hard to find. And I had all these Matchbox and Greenlight cars hanging around, and so I decided to use these in here and do a garage scene with some salvage in there, some crashed cars, junk cars, maybe something being restored and whatnot. But I'll start here in the front, and this is a card front photo. That's from Viable Toys of Indianapolis, and what I had to do was build my own building to go around it. I used .40 styrene and Tichy, T-I-C-H-Y trains out of North Carolina for the doors and windows at 164 scale. And it's pretty good. On the sides of the building, I used this stuff, Rust-Oleum stone, blended stone, to give it that stucco look. And I saw Jason Jensen Trains did a building, one of his tutorials, and he used that on it, and I really liked it, so I used it on this, and I think it came out fairly well. The roof is actually beware of dog sign that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's, so I don't know the thickness on that. I didn't want to use my good styrene for a roof since it's not supporting the structure. To support the structure on the inside, I did use some square tube styrene at 1/8 inch, so you could kick this thing and it's not going to come apart. So let's go on inside. I scratch built the fence. Those are coffee stirrers. Cut to 1.5 inch length, and that makes my fence all around. Out here is weathered, and it looks like crap because that's the way I want it to look, because that's the way it would look out here on the outside. And of course all the trees, bushes, weeds, whatnot. The figures are from Mijo or Mijo, M-I-J-O exclusives from the American Diorama series. They're 164 scale. My brother loves the Buick Riviera, so I found one of those online, so he's in here somewhere visiting. But I'm a Mustang fan, so you'll see a lot of Mustangs in here. And I put some tarps on the cars. There's a bunch of tutorials on how to do that out there. It's tissue paper. It's a whole thing. I think it's a little more difficult to do it for the cars and for the camper. But it wasn't too bad. Got it done. Maybe I could have taken some of those wrinkles out, but they've been sitting there for a while in the yard. And so, they start clinging. As far as the ground goes, that's dirt from my backyard was the first layer. Put that down, glued it. Plenty of tutorials on how to do that online. I'm not going to do a tutorial. The rust, dust, and flakes are from where I work. I swept them up off the floor, brought them home, and put that on top of it. I didn't want to mix them together because I would lose a lot of that in the mix, so I put that on top, glued it down, let it dry out. And I did the chain link fence with the chicken wire garden fence and the window screen. And that goes down to there. That is 20 something inches. I don't remember. I wrote a lot of stuff down because I'm always saying I can't remember, but I forgot to write that down. Anyhow, here's a smashed Mustang, and I kind of like what I did to that. That was a sledgehammer. But anyhow, this building here was a Pike Stuff HO scale truck terminal, and I messed up the door on the left side, and so I threw it in the scrap bin. And then once I started doing this, I was like, well, this will make a great garage, so I just extended that left door and then added one on the right. The reason why there's not anything on the far right is because that's where I have the Woodland Scenics Just Plug box in there, and for the lighting, so that you can see in there. Probably use some wall signs in there and whatever, but I'll get to that eventually. And over here is my switch to turn it off and on. So that was kind of fun. Not really. Working those wires in there up through the hole and get them all in there so you don't see them was a real pain in the butt. But anyhow, most of the cars are Greenlight, Matchbox, and a few other brands. I'm not a collector. You know, I see one for 97 cents, I'll pick it up. I do like the VW buses and the old vans. So every now and then I just pick one up. There's more around the house here. But anyhow, I think that covers most of it. So there you have it, the garage at 1/64 scale. And I'll put some like no parking signs out here and things like that, maybe a Coke machine. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it. Now I can get back to doing the HO stuff. This is the little shack where the guard stays in at night. I guess that's him going home for the day, or coming in, I don't know. But anyhow, that's about all I have. So thanks for dropping by, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.